The next question, in rectangle READ, the values of angle EAR and angle RAD and ROD are respectively. So we have been given the angle ROE, we have given REA, it's a rectangle, so it's 90 degree, it's obvious. So we have to find the other angles of the triangle, right? So what are the angles we have to find? We have to find EAR, we have to find this angle, we have to find RAD. So this angle should be found out. Now the next angle is ROD. So we have to find ROD, which is this angle. So this one we could easily find out. How? Because this is a line and this is 60 degree. So this is 120 degree, right? So if this is 60 degree, according to the vertically opposite angles, this should also be 60 degree and this should be equal to 120 degree, right? Now we got all the central angles, right? Now we have this one as 90 degrees and this one as 60 degrees. Let's consider the triangle REA, right? Let's consider the triangle REA, right? In the triangle REA, we found that this is 90 degree. This would be, this side and this side are similar and this side and this side are similar. So it's not the same angles. So we have 120 degree here, we have 60 degrees, 60 degrees and 60 degrees. This was 90 degrees, right? This was 90 degrees and this is also, the sum is 90 degrees, right? Now, which angles have the same sides? Okay, let's consider these two angles, this one and this one, right? OD and OA would be equal, right? So what would be these two angles? This is 60. So 60 plus 2x would be equal to 180. So 2x would be equal to 180 minus 60 is 120 and x is equal to 60. So this would be 60 and 60. 60, this is 60, this is 30, right? 90 degrees. So this is 30, this is 120. So this would also be 30 degrees according to 180 degree thing. So if this is 30, this would be 60 degrees. And if this is 60, this is 60 degrees again. So this is 120, this is 30 degrees. So we have 120, 30 and this would also be 30 degrees. So our answer is 30, 60 and 120. The answer for this question is 30, 60 and 120. Let's solve the question. In rectangle PAIR, the values of angle ARI, angle RMI and angle PMAR. So we are given a rectangle PAIR. It's given that MAI angle is 35 degrees. We have to find the values of angle ARI. So ARI, we have to find this angle. Angle RMI means this angle, and angle PMA. So this angle and this angle we should find out, right? Now it's given that this is 35 degree. So, and the total angle PAI is 90 degree. So angle PAR is equal to 90 minus 35, right? So this would become 10, this would become 8, this is 5 and 5, so this is 55. So this angle is 55 degrees, right? Now if this is 55 degrees, this angle also should be equal to 55 degrees, right? Why? Because it's a line AR, PA and RI is parallel to each other and it's intersected by AR, right? So the angle between PA and AR is 55 degree. In the same way, the angle between RI and AR should be 55 degrees. So if this is 55 degrees, this should be equal to 35 degrees, right? Now this is 90 degrees, right? Now let's consider the other bisection, this one, right? So if this is 35 degrees, right, this angle should also be equal to 35 degrees, right, because PR and AI are parallel to each other. Now if this is 35, this line angle should be equal to 55 degrees. Now what is this angle then? That is 55 plus 55 is 0 and 5 plus 5 is 10. So we have 110 and we subtract 110 from 180. We subtract this and we get 70 degrees. So this is 70 degrees. Then what would be this angle? This angle would be 70 degrees too, as they are vertically opposite lines, right? So we have the answer as 55, 70 and 70. So the answer for this question is 55, 70 and 70. Now in parallelogram FIST, the value of angle OST, right? We have to find the value of this angle, which is OST. Now what is given? We know the value of FIO, right? And we know the value of OIS, right? This is 35 degree, this is 25 degree. As this is 110 degree, we could say that this is also 110 degree, right? Now what is this angle? This would be 180 minus 110 plus 25, right? That is 180 minus 135. 180 minus 135 gives us, this is 10, this is 7. So this gives us 45. So this angle is 45 degrees. So what is the relationship between these two angles? So this angle and this angle would be linearly complemented each other, like, so these are linear angles. So 35 plus 25 is 5 plus 5 is 10, 5 plus 1 is 60. So this angle is 60, right? So this angle would also be equal to 60, right? What does this mean? This angle should be equal to 180 minus 60, right? So this angle is 180 minus 60, which is equal to 120. So 120 is equal to x plus 45. Let's call this angle x, right? So x is equal to 120 minus 45, right? So 120 minus 45, we have 10, we have 1 and 5. So 4 plus 7 is 11, right? 7 plus 4. The answer for this question becomes 75. So for this question is 75. Now let's move on to the next question. The external angle of a regular polygon is 45 degree, right? Find the sum of all internal angles of it. So the external angle of a regular polygon is 45 degrees and find the sum of all internal angles of it. Let's find out how many numbers of sides does it have, because one external angle is 45, right? So what is 360 by 45? 360 is the sum of all external angles, right? Now 45 is one external angles. This would give us how many sides does this polygon have, right? So let's cut this out by 9. 9 4s are 36 and 40. 9 5s are 45. And this would cut out to, we'll get 8. So this is an 8-sided polygon, right? Now we have to find the internal angle of it. What is the connection between internal and external angle? Say let's have a some angle, right? This is the external angle. So this is the external angle and this is the internal angle. Again, external and internal. So the sum of the external angle, one external angle and one interior angle is 180 degree, right? So what would be the internal angle of this polygon? That would be 180 minus 45. So this is 10, this is 7. So we have 135, right? So 135 is one internal angle of this 8-sided polygon. So how many internal angle we would have? We'll have 8 internal angles, right? So that means 135 into 8. 8 5s are 40, 8 3s are 24 plus 4 is 8, 2. So 8 1s are 8 and 9 10. So we have 1080 as the answer here. Now let's move on to the next question. Find the number of non-overlapping triangles that can be formed in 9-sided polygon by joining vertices, right? So we talked about how to form a triangle inside of a polygon. Let's say for square or a quadrilateral, we said that we'll find two triangles. We found the sum of internal angles is equal to 360, right? Now when we are talking about a pentagon, right, how many triangles can we form? We could form 3 triangles here, 1, 2 and 3. So what is the sum of internal angles? It would be 3 into 180, right? So 180 into 3, 8 3 is 24, 540 is the sum of internal angles. So when we are talking about a hexagon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? How many internal angles can be formed? Let's say we have 1, 2, or from each corner we take 2. Yeah. So how many triangles did we get? For a hexagon, a 6-sided polygon, we got 4 triangles, right? That is 4 into 180 would be the sum of internal angles. So for a quadrilateral, we got 2 triangles. For a pentagon, 5 sides, we got 3 triangles. And for a hexagon, we got 4 triangles. So what is the relationship between the polygon and the number of non-overlapping triangles? That is, we have, if n-sided polygon is there, we will get n minus 2 non-overlapping triangles. So here we have 9-sided polygon. So we will have 9 minus 2, 7 triangles. Now, an equilateral triangle ABC is inscribed in a circle with center O. So this is the center, right? Then angle BOC. So equilateral triangle ABC. So this is 60 degrees, this is 60 degrees, and this would also be equal to 60 degrees, right? Now, the angle BOC. Here we have a very funny relationship, right? So this is the chord of a triangle. Consider the chord CB is the chord of a triangle, of a circle, right? So the angle formed by the chord on the circle is half of the angle which is formed by the chord on the center, right? So I'll explain it better. This is a circle. I'm drawing a chord here. So an angle is formed on the circle by a chord. So this angle would be half of the angle formed by a chord on the center. So if this is 60 degree, this would be double of that, that is 120 degree. 120 degree is the answer. Now, in adjoining figure, POQ is the diameter of the circle. R and S are 2 points on the circle. Then R and S are 2 points on the circle. Angle PQR is greater than angle PSQ. Let's see, PQR, this angle is greater than this angle. Is it right? No, it's a wrong thing. Angle PRQ is less than angle PSQ. Angle PRQ is less than PSQ. Is it right? It's not, we can't say that. Now, angle PRQ is equal to angle PSQ. Now, this and this are equal. Is it right? Yes, this is the right answer for the question. Now, let's move on to the next question. In a circle with center O and radius 5 cm, AB is a chord of length 8 cm. If OM is perpendicular to AB, the length of OM is. So, in a circle with center O and radius 5 cm. So, we have a circle, center is O and radius is 5 cm, right? AB is a chord of length 8 cm. So, we have a chord of 8 cm, right? So, for better understanding, we could do something. We have a chord, right? A chord AB, which is equal to 8 cm. OM is perpendicular to AB, right? This is O center. Let's say OM is perpendicular to AB, and these are the radius. Radius, I'm taking it like this. This would be 5 cm, which is the radius. This will also be 5 cm, which is the radius. Now we have to find the value of OM, right? Now the chord is 8 cm. This is 5 centimeter and this is 5 centimeter. So what would be this length would be? This would be 4 centimeter. Now we have to find OM. So hypotenuse square according to Pythagoras theorem is equal to adjacent side square plus opposite side square, right? So here hypotenuse square is 5 square is equal to adjacent side square is 4 square plus opposite side square. We have to find opposite side square here. So we have 25 minus 16 which is equal to 9. So opposite side is equal to root of 9 which gives us 3 centimeter. So the answer for this question is 3 centimeter here. Now let's move on to the next question. In the adjoining figure, triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle with AB is equal to AC. So these two sides are equal, right? And angle ABC is equal to 50 degree. That means angle ACB is also equal to 50 degrees. Then angle BDC. So we have to find angle BDC. It's a very simple question, right? So we have a chord, right? Now angle ABC, if we are taking, okay, we have BC here. Now what is this angle? This angle would be 180 minus 100 because 50 plus 50 is 100. This would be equal to 80 degrees, right? This is 80 degrees, right? Angle is subtended by the chord here. Now the same chord is subtending an angle here and this would also be equal to 80 degrees. That's the property of the chord. This is 80 degrees. 80 and 90 is, yes, that's also 80 degrees. We could do this in some other way, saying that we could connect these two lines, right? This is the half of the angle. So let's say this is 25, this is 25. So this would be 130. No, this would be 50 and 160 and 80, half of it, right? Now we got the angle BDC to be 80. Let's move on to the next question. Let's solve this question. If O is the center of the circle, then X is. So this is O, which is the center of the circle. Let's mark what all we get here. This is 32 degrees, this is 28 degrees and this is 50 degrees. So considering triangle DAB, right, angle 32 degrees plus 50 degrees plus 28 degrees plus X is equal to 180 degrees, right? So what is 32 plus 50 plus 28? We get 8 plus 2 is 10, 5 plus 3 is 8 plus 2, 10 and 110. So 110 plus X is equal to 180 degrees. So X is equal to 70 degrees. We get this angle to be 70 degrees, right? Now what do we have to find? We have to find X. Now there is this property for a cyclic quadrilateral. For a cyclic quadrilateral, sum of opposite angles would be 180. That means opposite angles are linear. So what is 70 plus 28? 70 plus 28 is 8 and 9, 98. So what would be X? 180 minus 98, right? So this would become 10, this would become 7. So this is 2. So 17 and 9 is 6. So we get X to be 62 degrees. So the answer for this question is 62 degrees. Now let's move on to the next question. In a cyclic quadrilateral ABCD, if angle B minus angle D is equal to 60 degree, then the measure of the smaller two is. So we have a cyclic quadrilateral, right? We have 4 points here. Taking 4 points, let's make it a straight line. So this is a cyclic quadrilateral. Let's say this is A, B, C and D. Angle B minus angle D, is equal to 60 degree, right? So but it pluses angle B plus angle D should be 180 degree. It is given angle B minus angle D is equal to 60 degree, right? From adding these two things, we get 2 times angle B is equal to plus and minus cancels out and this is 0. 8 plus 6 is 14 and 1 is 240. And angle B, we would get it as 240 by 2, which is equal to 120 degree, right? This is 120 degree. Then this should be equal to, 120 plus 60 is 120. This would be equal to 60 degree, right? So that the difference is 60 degree too. Now we have to find measure of the smaller angle. So the measure of the smaller angle is 60 degree here. Let's solve this question. In the given figure, ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. AE is drawn parallel to CD and BA, right? Now, if angle ABC is equal to 92 and angle FAE is equal to 20 degree, the angle BCD is equal to. So what angle do we have to find here? We have to find this angle. So what all do we have? In the given figure, ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral, right? So if this angle is 92 degree, what is this angle? So angle ADC would be equal to 180 degree minus 92 degree. Opposite angles are linear pair in here. So this is 180 minus 92, this is 10, this is 7, we get 88. So this angle is 88 degree, right? So if this angle is 88 degree, what would be this angle? This should also be equal to 88 degree. Why? Because these two lines are parallel, right? And it's getting intersected by the same line. So this, if this is 88, this angle should also be equal to 88. Now, what should be this angle then? That angle, that is angle BAD, right? Angle BAD should be equal to 180 minus 20 plus 88, right? 20 plus 88 is 8 and 10, it's 108. So 180 minus 108 gives us, 180 minus 108 gives us, this is 10, this is 7, gives us 72. This angle is 72, right? Now what would be this angle? That angle would be 88 only. How come? Because 72 plus this angle should be equal to 180. So 180 minus 72, no, this is 108. So we'll get 108 as the answer. Now, the value of x and y in the figure are measures of angle. Then x plus y is equal to. So what do we know from here? We know that 2x plus 4 plus 4y minus 4 is equal to 180 degrees. X plus 10 plus 5y plus 5 is again equal to 180. And the sum of all this, the sum of 2x plus 4 plus x plus 10 plus 5y plus 5 plus 4y minus 4 is equal to 360 degrees, right? So let's expand this equation, first equation, that is 2x plus 4 plus 4y minus 4 is equal to 180 degrees. So let's take 2 common, we'll get 2 into x plus 2 plus 2y minus 2 is equal to 180, which will give us x plus 2y plus 2 and minus 2 gets cancelled out is equal to 180 by 2 is 90, right? Now taking the second equation, we'll get x plus 10 plus 5y plus 5 is equal to 180 degrees, right? Now x plus 10 plus 5y plus 5, we have x plus 5y plus 15 is equal to 180 degree. So x plus 5y is equal to 180 minus 15. 180 minus 15 is 10, 7. So it's 165. So x plus 5y is equal to 165. Now we got that x plus 2y is equal to 90 and x plus 5y is equal to 165. So let's subtract both of these. Let's subtract this equation, first equation from the second equation. So we'll get 3y is equal to 165 minus 90 is 5 and 16 minus 9 is 7. So we get 3y is equal to 75. So y is equal to 75 by 3, which will give us 2, 5. So 25 is y, right? So we know that x plus 2y is equal to 90. So y is 25. So x plus 25 into 2 is 50 is equal to 90. So x is equal to 90 minus 50, which is equal to 40. So x plus 5 becomes 40 plus 25, which is equal to 65. So the answer for this question is 65. Let's move on to the next question. If O is the center of the circle, the value of x in the adjoining figure is. So what is special about this figure or this triangle? This side and this side are equal. So this angle should be equal to this angle, right? And this angle is already given as 90 degrees. So this is 90 plus 2x, let's name it as y, is equal to 180. So 2y is equal to 90 and y becomes 90 by 2, which is 45. So this much angle is 45 degrees, right? Now we have to find the rest of the angle, right? Now, if we are considering this as a triangle, right? This would be 20 degrees and this would be 90 degrees, right? Now, let's say this would be 20 and this would be 90 degrees. Now, we have 45 degrees here, right? So this is 110 degrees. This would change into x and this would also be changed into x. So this would be, so this side and this side becomes equal. Let's see if we form a triangle like this, right? So this would be 90 degrees, this would be 45 and this angle would also change, would be 45. So in case of 110 degrees, if we are taking this both sides to be equal, we get 2z plus 110 is equal to 180. So 2z is equal to 70. So z becomes 35, right? So this would be 35 and that is 35 plus 45. 5 plus 5 is 10, 7 plus 1 is 8. So the answer for this question is 80 degrees. Now, in the given figure, if O is the center, then the angle ACB, we have to find this angle, right? Now, this is a chord which is inclining an angle to the center, right? And it is the other side of the chord. So this is 30 degrees, right? Now, this is radius and this is also radius. So this would also be equal to 30 degrees. Now, what would be this angle? This would be 30 plus 30, 60 and the remaining should be 120 degrees. If this is 120 degrees, right? What would be this? This angle would be 60 degrees according to the property we have studied before, right? So the answer here is 60. Now, this is a few questions from the chapter Quadrilaterals. I think you are clear about it.